Yeah, very good afternoon to everybody once again. Sitting down and hearing our dear friends presenting their topics this morning was very enlightening, and as you know that we're having a vast bouquet of people's experiences, people's products, people's technology here, which is actually enlightening us. And our job in Neve Energy is to actually go and try to convince the customer that, he should change from the conventional lighting to LED lighting, which is the thing of the future. So as you see, today I'd like to present to you the life cycle energy analysis of incandescent CFL and LED lamps. See, wherever we go, whatever we've been hearing is, from the time the LED is available in the market till the time, you put it into a lamp, and the time you prepare a luminaire, and how does the luminaire perform, and what is the acceptability of the luminaire. So many of us, come across this word energy very, very, very frequently being used. Energy saving. Prices of, energy units are going up day by day. So it's becoming very important for us to, try to find, options by which we can reduce energy. And I'd like to, along with the downstream approach that we have been normally, exposed to, today I'd like to, expose you to a little bit of upstream analysis also. Upstream means the slight analysis of the, manufacturing part of the LED, the transportation. So I'd just like to go through this short presentation of mine. So, increasing efficiency of installed lighting products through adoption of LED technology is an effective method to reduce electricity consumed on site. However, to truly gauge the cumulative energy and environmental impact of lighting technology, materials and energy resources must be traced over the entire life cycle of the lamp. You see, it's just not only, the energy saving after you buy the lamp, but if you're looking as the country perspective and the economy perspective, it's very important to actually see whether we are actually saving energy over the entire process of us using LED lamps, or is it just another new, something new, a new revolution, So, in other words, even though energy consumption by use of LED lamps is lesser than CFLs and incandescent lamps, the question arises whether energy and environmental benefits achieved during the use of the product are outweighed by energy and or environmental impacts during earlier phases in the life cycle process. A little background on the life cycle assessment. You see, you can do life cycle assessment for many products, and energy assessment is one of them. So the life cycle assessment is data used to draw conclusions on life cycle energy consumptions of current LED lamp products as compared to incandescent and CFL technologies. This report analyzes existing life cycle studies, including academic publications, manufacturer and other independent research reports. The data extracted and combined with these LCA studies to calculate a mean and a range of life cycle energy consumption estimates. The data from previous studies enable both quantitative and qualitative analysis, and hence the development of a comprehensive LED lighting LCA literature review. Now, what are the goals of the study? As I've told you, how much energy is consumed during each life cycle phase of LED lamps, manufacture, transport, use, etc. How does the life cycle energy consumption of LED lamps compare to that of incandescent and CFL products? And how might the life cycle energy consumption of LED lamp products change in the future? LCA is a tool used to evaluate energy, raw material and consumption emissions and other waste related to a product or system's entire life cycle. It characterizes and quantifies the input, output and environmental impacts of a specific product or system at each life cycle stage. You see, ISO 2006, provides the method by which you can do this study. The general procedure for conducting a life cycle analysis is defined by the International Organization for Standards, ISO 14000 series. Now, the phases of LCA according to ISO guidelines says that goal, scope and boundary definition, life cycle inventory analysis, life cycle impact analysis, interpretations. So today we are going to consider life cycle energy analysis. The flexibility of the LCA framework allows a range of possible outcomes. While LCA studies may consider similar products, there are variations in definitions of goals, scopes and boundaries. Therefore, the energy results represented are normally based on a wide variety of assumptions. In light of these significant variations, the following general procedure is utilized in order to standardize the life cycle data provided within the LCA studies. Determine typical product performances and define the functional unit to be used as a metric for equal comparison of energy impacts across the 3 lamp types. This is very important because you compare apple to apple. You bring everything on the same platform and then you compare. Identify life cycle phases for which conclusions on data on energy consumption can be made. Extract all relevant LCA data from existing studies. Aggregate results to develop minimum, maximum and average energy characteristics. But today in our slide we'll be actually going with the average energy characteristics. I won't be showing you the minimum and the maximum. If you take any product, in general the entire life cycle consists of the primary resource acquisition, by which you extract the minerals and the metals and the elements from the earth. Then you process this raw material. Then the next phase is you manufacture and you assemble. Then comes the use phase, where we all involved in, and then the end of the life of the product. Now a very important part of this entire cycle is the recycled material. If you see there, by us being very judicious about our method of recycling or method of selection of parts that go into a product, we can save energy during this phase. A lot of energy can be saved. That is why recycling is being paid much attention to these days. Now for the sake of our study, as we said, we'll be putting all the products on the same platform. So what we've taken is, we've taken a unit of 20 million lumen hours. This translates to actually, this study was done in the year 2011. It was put forward in the year 2012 as a report from US Department of Energy. So while going through many topics, I came across this topic, so I said, it's a good topic to share with you upon, and it definitely enlightened us as well. So what we've seen here is a 12.5 watt LED lamp with a luminous efficacy of 64 lumen per watt, which is around 2011 it was, and a 25,000 hour life. Now the total lumen hours that this gives is 20 million lumen hours. If you compare to an incandescent, this translates to the entire lifetime. If you consider, it gives us an equivalent of 22 incandescent lamps, or it gives us 3 CFL lamps. So this is the ratio to start with. Now based upon that ratio, we'll be proceeding. Now we'll see the manufacturing phase, the life cycle energy analysis. Manufacturing phase encompasses 3 of the 5 life cycle phases: primary resource acquisition, raw material processing, as well as manufacturing and assembly. Manufacturing phase is presented as a lump sum due to variations in how the studies presented data for these different phases and difficulty in determining boundaries between material processing and manufacturing. So if you see, before that I'd like to tell you that this study was done, over a period of 2 to 3 years, in which data was taken from all various consumers of energy, and what we see is the manufacturing phase energy consumption. If you look at an incandescent, the units that I have given are in megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. So 1 megajoule is approximately 4.2 kilowatts, if you would like to translate that into terms of kilowatts. So incandescent, the energy consumed is 42.2 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. A CFL consumes 170 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours, and an LED consumes 132 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. That's the entire life cycle, the manufacturing cycle of an LED lamp. If we translate this into a graphical representation, you'll see an incandescent is utilizes much less energy in its manufacturing. A CFL is the largest, and the LED is somewhere in between. The next phase we'll go to is the transportation phase, where the transportation phase is defined as the energy impacts associated with transporting a packaged LED product from the manufacturing facility to the retail outlet. We are not going to the phase before that. To increase simplicity, the transport to and storage in distribution centers before being shipped to retail outlets or customers is not considered. As these patterns are similar across all lighting technologies, the impacts are likely negligible. In addition, traditionally, transportation is considered between each life cycle phase. However, since the impact of primary resource acquisition, raw material processing, and manufacturing and assembly are all combined into a single phase, transportation is only considered between the manufacturing and use phase. So we see that the energy consumed during the transportation phase of an incandescent is 0.27 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. A CFL consumes 1.57 megajoules, and LED consumes 1.69 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. Again, a look at the graphical representation. We see incandescent once again leads. It consumes very less energy as compared to an LED or CFL. LED consumes the most, and the CFL consumes somewhere in between. Then we look at the use phase. Use phase is associated with consumption of electricity to produce light. That is where we come in. We are the users and the consumers. Nearly all of the LCA studies utilized for this analysis include estimates for the energy consumption from the lamp they considered. Now, there is a section. Now, if you look at the bottom table, here we see during the use phase, the energy consumption. The incandescent consumes 15,100 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. A CFL is consuming 3,780 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours, and an LED consumes 1,630 megajoules per 20 million lumen hours. So, if you look at the graphical representation here, you see that incandescent outstrips everything. And if you look at the quantum of the energy that is used, it's very vast. Then CFL is the next in between, and then comes LED. You look at the very small amount of energy that is actually used during the use phase, which is the most important phase where we are involved. If you look at the total energy consumption as we compare apple to apple, if you see, then incandescent lamps, of course, it's utilizing the maximum. CFL comes somewhere in between, and then the LED, if you look at it, that's the least. So, in conclusion, you see, LED lighting has the potential to save energy. That is what, in Neve Energy, we are constantly trying to, make customers aware about. However, in order to develop an energy use comparison for LED, CFL, incandescent lamps, it's necessary to estimate the life cycle energy consumption of these three light technologies. The results shown earlier in this report are based on analysis of 10 existing life cycle assessment studies, which include academic publications, manufacturing documents, and independent research reports. Using the existing literature, data was leveraged from these LCS to calculate a middle ground estimate of life cycle energy consumption. The data from the previous studies allow for both a qualitative and quantitative analysis, enabling the development of a comprehensive LED-based lighting review. While many of these 10 LCS studies consider similar products, the goal, scope, and boundaries defined for each vary. The greatest variance in assumption was seen in the life cycle phase included, as well as the level of disaggregation provided within each study. In light of these data gaps, this report only considers 3 major life cycle phases. This is what we shared with you. So I think after this, things are much more clear. When we've seen upstream and we've seen downstream. So we see that actually an LED outstrips everything else. And this is our constant endeavor in trying to, increase the efficiency of the LEDs. That is what our colleagues here have been trying to show. So we expect that this, and if you take the lamp life that I showed was 25,000 hours. Today we are sitting on 50,000 hours. As well as the luminous efficacy has gone from 64 to about 90 or 100 you're talking about. So that means the actual energy consumed is 1/4 of what the report showed over there. So this is a short presentation that I had for you all, and I just thank you for all your patience to hear it out. Thank you.